What's up guys, the Lazy Goldmaker here. Today I'm going to cover a profession for mists that honestly I haven't dived into at all personally, but has been a staple for me throughout Classic in general, which is blacksmithing. So the first things first, why have I not used it at all? Well, my blacksmith is level 80, so that means I can unlock mists blacksmithing, but pretty much every recipe that you would want to craft with blacksmithing to make money off of requires you to be level 90. So there just isn't really anything to do at level 80 on a blacksmith, sadly. That's just how it is in mists, because the relevant things you can craft all either require you to farm reputation or farm spirits of harmony, essentially. So with access to none of those at level 80, then there's really nothing I can get or craft that is relevant in this phase. But if you can get access to any of those, then you are looking at a pretty good profession, actually. So we're going to go through the recipes that are relevant. First one I want to talk about is the belt buckles. So this one is the living steel belt buckle. As we can see right now, 350 gold for a belt buckle and 300 gold for a living steel. So you're making about 50 gold per. Not the most crazy profit margin, but pretty good. The other day I was checking, the profit margin was a little higher. The living steel price often goes up and down a little bit, and as you can see, it's just 215 gold to craft. So if you are making your own living steel, this can be a quite good way of spending them to get some belt buckles out onto the auction house. Now the recipe requires you to be honored with the Claxi, so you're not getting this unless you're level 90. Or at least a high enough level to get into Pandaria and farm their reputation. If you've already done Exalted or Revered on your main and you're doing this on an alt, then it's not going to be that much work to get to Honored with the commendations, so that's nice at least. Now, if you want to craft pretty much anything else that makes sense for blacksmithing, you need Spirits of Harmony. You have the entry-level PvP gear, the Contenders gear. So obviously we can see here that we have various Ghost Iron ones for the plate. The recipes here require you, they cost you 1 Spirit of Harmony. We can see that some of these are selling for quite a bit. I haven't checked the profit margin on each of these because I don't have the level 90 blacksmith required to get there. But for tailoring, these have been quite profitable. They sell quite fast, but there's not that much. The prices aren't that high, so they're not selling for that much gold. You're maybe making 20, 30, 40 gold a pop on tailoring at least. We might be making a little bit more on blacksmithing, because I think blacksmithing is less popular than tailoring. Now, the most interesting thing to craft, in my opinion, is if we look at the masterwork and we go down to the bottom here, and there's a bunch of item level 463 weapons that are selling for multiple thousands of gold. Now, all of these require Spirits of Harmony, and they require a level 90 character. You need to be honored with the Claxi to unlock the recipes. And then each craft will cost you multiple Spirits of Harmony. I haven't checked all the recipes. The Forged Wire Axis, for instance, 5 Spirits of Harmony. So you need a good Spirit of Harmony income to be able to do this. But that being said, if you can, then obviously the profit is really high. If you can sell one of these Forged Wire Axes for 7,500 gold, they cost you about 500 gold in materials and then 5 Spirits of Harmony, so you're making more than 1,000 gold per Spirit of Harmony, which is incredibly profitable, right? Just absolutely massive, and it sort of means that you definitely want to farm Spirits of Harmony if you have a blacksmith. It can probably be some really high gold per hour if you have this on a class that can do some efficient farming with Potion of Luck, and just stack them up. You also definitely want to max out your tiller farm as soon as possible so you can plant the good seeds. But all of these weapons requires 5 Spirits of Harmony, and the profit, as you can see, is quite high, and there's very few items on the auction house, even on a super large server, so it's very, very good. Very, very good. I think this when I did the research for this video and I saw this, I immediately started leveling my level 80 rogue, which is my blacksmith, because I was like, yeah, this is a market that I want to get into. And I know that I want to have blacksmithing ready for the later phases as well, because it is a really good profession. In later phases with lightning steel ingots and stuff like that. Blacksmithing is not the most popular PvE profession. It's not that much competition as we can see here. So that's also a nice advantage of picking it or leveling it now if you can. Although we can see that there are a lot of belt buckles on the auction house. You definitely want to sell these just after raid. We can see maybe prices jump up to 390 on the reset, or you want to buy living steel when you can for 260, 270 gold. Suddenly you're almost making 100 gold per belt buckle if you can get the cheap living steel. Now, one thing to note, if you are crafting any of the Spirit of Harmony using items, there's a thing you need to do. You need to go to reports here on the crafting page, materials, and then you need to look up Spirit of Harmony. Because by default, Spirit of Harmony isn't going to have a material price, which means that Steel Master won't be able to calculate how much it costs to craft an item with a Spirit of Harmony. For now, I would suggest just setting this to 200 gold or whatever if you're doing this for blacksmithing. Or you can set it to like 1 copper, and it'll just show you like, okay, how much. Then you can just look at the total profit of the items that cost Spirit of Harmony to see which is the most profitable one, which is going to give me the most profit. Total profit for crafting it, or you can set it to some minimum value that you want to sell your Spirits of Harmony for. I think at the vendor, the most valuable thing you can trade Spirits of Harmony for materials. Usually the best one has been Golden Lotus, which is going to give you about 100 gold per Spirit of Harmony. So that's sort of the minimum value at least for a Spirit of Harmony. Now you can grab my Trade Skill Master settings. They're linked in the blog post in the video description. So then you just copy the code, go here, import it, and you get my group right here, which has all of the items split up into different groups. It even has the later epic items that are coming in later phases, as well as the PvP gear that is coming. So yeah, that's it. Good luck with blacksmithing.